Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host Sandman. Today we're going to be reviewing the Chuck Vise from 44 Delta. Let's get into it. So I've done a pretty good review on bench vices, table vices that are designed for locksport. I will put a link in the description down below if you're interested in watching that. This video is not going to be super comprehensive as that one, but I primarily use the Vise 350 here. I've had this thing for over 10 years and it's still going strong. I absolutely love it. Only maintenance on this thing is I need to add some lubricant from time to time on the thread and on the ball joint there. And then I have recently purchased a smaller Vise for another picking station, and I also like to use this particular little small clamp here for mortise and rim cylinders. If you're not familiar with that, it's just these guys right here, and this is also really great for key knob cylinders. This guy, just like that. But to be fair, these are all really expensive options, and I never take advantage of this vacuum vise, portion of it. In fact, it doesn't even work beyond like the first minute or two. There's some leak in here somewhere. I just like that it has a rubber base, and I just like the stability of it, and I like the portability of this particular one. But I honestly don't take this anywhere. Instead, when I go to locksport meetups, I used to rely on this guy. Now this is a Bessie, the brand Bessie, but you can buy a generic version of this from Harbor Freight Tools for about $15 to $30. Just depends on whether they're holding a sale or not. I really love these because not only do these things hold every single type of lock in the world. This has flat jaws, but this really does grip even rim and mortar cylinders really well if you can keep from losing these rubber jaw clamp here thing. I forget what they're called. But anyways, if you can keep from losing those, then you're golden. I've actually glued these to one in the past. What I really love about this is I love to rest my hand on this while I'm picking. And I know all of you tactical, practical lock pickers out there are like, that's not realistic. I don't care. If this was on a door, I'd be resting my hand against the door, would I not? So this is how I enjoy my lock sport. I love to be relaxed. When I am a welder, I'm a formerly trained welder, went to school for it, was a welder, and the secret to going from being a good welder to being a great welder is just finding your space to be comfortable. If you can be comfortable, then you can lay perfect welds all day long. I think locksport should be similar. I think it should be super comfortable, but I also think it should be affordable. And most of these options here are just absolutely ridiculously expensive. So enter the Chuck Vise, sold by 44 Delta. That's the website, 44delta.com. It's a brand new website. It used to be that you would go to Discord and contact Eastlands and say, hey, I really love this Chuck Vise, invented by Lock Chuck. Can you print me up one? He's like, yeah, sure. But now he has a website, and the website has all types of products. We're going to talk about that. I'm actually going to do, I'll cut away and we'll actually show some of the website here in this video. So let's talk about this vise here. So this is the Chuck Vise base, and I also have one of the clamps in here, and the clamp is priced differently. We'll show that in a bit. So just for the base is going to be, all of this without the clamp is going to be in the generic color, $20 USD, or $24 if you like it in an exotic color. There's over 17 different generic colors, and between 21 and 22 colors that are an exotic or multicolor. I say 21 or 22 because one of them was grayed out, so maybe it's not available because you didn't have the color for printing. 5% off Chuck Vise and small rig clamp at checkout when bundled together. So if you buy a small rig, so this is actually the small rig, this is the large rig. You can purchase both of these from Eastlands, from 44 Delta. I believe these are the exact ones. I didn't look to see if he went with a different brand or manufacturer of these clamps, but this is a small clamp. That's the large clamp. If they're a little bit different, please don't get mad at me. There's really not much difference in clamps. Free up both hands for lockpicking with a 3D printed Chuck Vise. Choose from many beautiful colors and style options to suit your own preferences. All visual aspects of the generic Chuck Vise components will match. An example, no additional treatments such as mixed component, colors, two-toning, etc. This vise base requires a clamp, small rig, crab, or super clamp, and hardware to make it fully functional vise. Everything needed is sold at the store. If you already have the clamp and hardware, you can just buy this Chuck Vise base by itself. Attribution of this design goes to Lock Chuck Assembly Guide. So I had the opportunity to actually meet Lock Chuck at the Covert Instruments manufacturing facility in Virginia near Washington, D.C. And he's a super intelligent guy. He's a hell of a lockpicker. He's a black belt level lockpicker. He's a better lockpicker than me. And this guy invented this thing, and it's just absolutely fantastic. It's just a 3D printed table vise here, but it works so wonderfully. It works so well. For the price that's being asked, if you add one of these vices, you're just looking at a little bit over $30. It's absolutely fantastic. So one thing I want to make note is because it has a triangular base, I do like to try to line up what I'm picking. So if I like to rest my hand on the clamp, I do like to line that up with one of the legs of the tripod here. So I'm going to line my lock up against that. So that way, if I put unnecessary pressure on my vise, it's not going to tip back. It's going to lean into that leg. Let's talk about the capabilities of this. So I really love using the large clamp here. I do have the small clamp. I use this for key and knob cylinders as shown before. But this thing is amazing. I can put all manner of padlocks in this thing. Obviously, this is going to be similar to an American 1100. It's just not. It's a Series 40. I can go and put my rim and mortar cylinders in here, no problem whatsoever. I've got here a prison mogul or institutional cylinder here, multi-lock, made in Israel. These things are ginormous, and this thing holds this with no problem, holds it at ease. Make sure this whole thing's tightened up real quick. Now that is something to be said, that for at this price point and the portability of it, you are going to be adjusting it once you want to get things set up. But once it's set up, this thing absolutely is a beast, and it's not going anywhere. There is a little bit of play here in the base, but that's really just going to be dependent upon the substrate or the surface that this is going to be on. Also, you could probably purchase some rubber bottom here or felt if you were concerned about moving. But when I'm picking this, my hands really are not pushing backwards. My hands are moving in this space right here. So this large head just really does well. I think, what do they call that? Oh, I don't remember what this, the super clamp. That's right. So here we have a Master 19. This is a Master Lock number 19. I don't have a number 3 in front of me for comparison, but this thing weighs like 2 pounds or more. This thing's ginormous. And let's see how well this holds up to the super clamp here. I bet it's going to do pretty well. Get it adjusted, and boom. How about that? For a 3D printed table vise, you cannot beat this for the price. It's not going to be beat. This is hands down the best bench vise on the market for under 50 bucks, in my opinion, because of the versatility of it. I would rather use this every day of the week. In fact, this is what I take with me to locksport meetups. I take that instead of taking this guy, because this guy can do a little bit of everything. But when I'm dealing with large cylinders and large locks, it's kind of a hassle. I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't know. It's not terrible. This is good. I think this is better. And let's talk about some of the portability of this too. I really love that when I go to my locksport meetups that I host here in Austin, I love to take everything apart, and I put everything in little plastic ammo cans. You know, I guess they're just multi-purpose cans. I don't put ammunition in them, but you know, I went to a hunting store and I bought some ammunition cans, and I put everything in there, and I absolutely love that these things fold up. They're super portable. If I want to, I can break these things down into about 4 to 6 pieces. So this ball joint here comes out. Alternatively, I can also take out this bolt here. It's a super simple design, and everything just packs in so compact. I mean, you could put all of this in such a small space. I really do like it. I have tried other 3D printed versions that a friend made for me in the past, and they just didn't compare, even though this is really nice, and I love the flat black, and I love the actual fitted brass washers right here that are actually the exact diameter of this ball joint. I mean, it just looks really nice. This base here was not as reliable or as stable as this vase. This base right here is amazing, and especially when you work on the angle here, and if you pay attention to the angle at what you want, you know, of where you're setting up, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to move. So I'm really surprised at this. I've also purchased, I paid for this with my own money back in June. I've also purchased these little, I think they're called like pin hotels or something like that. Sometimes people call them. These are going to be on the website as well. I love that these slide open. I don't have to try to pressure. Oh, I just almost lost a very expensive spring here from Japan. Hold on one second. Let me put that guy right there. I have experimented with these in the past. Okay, this one's empty. These things are a real pain to open. I have to get my thumb underneath it. I can try to set it down and try to bend it like that and open it, but I'm always scared that I'm going to drop my pins. This one's really hard to open usually. Let's try this. There we go, got it. Some of these are just really hard. I'm not a fan of these clamshell ones, but these ones where the top just slide open just make accessing your pins super effortless. I really like that. I love that I have a whole hotel here filled with pins, and you can label these if you want. You could put a piece of tape here and just label it, or you could write on it in permanent marker. Super awesome. I really love that. You just push on the back here, whichever one you want, and away you go. So I don't remember if I purchased anything else at the time. I think all I purchased was this 3D hotel, or not 3D. This I think all I purchased at the time was this pin hotel and just this guy right here. But man, this is what I take with me to Locksport meetups. I don't take any other Vise with me to Locksport meetups anymore. I've tried, it's just too heavy. This thing's super light, ultra portable. Now, is this really going to take place of my Vise 350? Not at home, because I already have made that investment, and it's like $100 investment. I believe I paid $150 10 years ago when it first came out, and for some reason they were able to get their price down a little bit. But I would say that the Vise 350 is still my favorite bench vise at home, but I can't recommend somebody invest $100 in something like that. I get a lot of interest in people watching my videos, and I also get messages when people tell me like, Sandman, I'm kind of getting tired of locksport, I'm gonna move on to other things, which is sad. It's also kind of weird that people would notify me when they're done with locksport. Like, I'm honored and all, but bro, like, just take a break and come back. That's what I did for 15 years. Like, I didn't pick solid for 15 years. I'd pick for like 6 months, and then I'd dip out for 6 months, and then I'd come back and pick for a summer, you know, and then I'd dip out. But I always collected, and I always tried to stay in touch with people. And, you know, sometimes I would pick for a full year or 2 years, and then I'd stop or whatever. You know, 15 years is a long time to stay active in any hobby. So moral of the story is, my number one recommendation for people getting into locksport, if you're looking to get a bench vise or a table vise, I highly recommend you make the minimal investment of the 3D version of this from 44 Delta. This has my number one recommendation moving forward. This is what you should buy. This will answer all of your life's problems, all of your life's conundrums with locksport and holding a lock for you, so you can focus on feedback. I like to use a table vise so I can focus on what the pins are trying to tell me to do. As I get better with that lock, then I can sometimes move into picking it in my hand. But that's the hobby of it. That's the sport. The sport is not making your life necessarily difficult by picking locks in realistic situations like a locksmith. That's locksmithing. You know, that's tactical lock picking. This is locksport, and I do this in the hobby of my own home, and I sit in the comfort of my chair that's squeaking right now in the air conditioning, and I want to be comfortable, and this allows me to be comfortable. So that's my argument for these vices. You can switch the heads on these very easily. Just a couple twists here. Boom. See right there. I use this a lot for key and knob cylinders. Did I just drop something? Yeah, I dropped one of the washers, but that's fine. It works just fine. I use this a lot. I use these just all the time, really do. Especially this small clamp vise. Now I use it obviously I'm using it in my more bougie pan of Vise right here. But if I had to start all over, I would definitely just make the investment in one of these and just call it a day. But you guys know me, I like to buy nice things, and I'm proud of my stuff. So that's it. That's really all I have for today. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Let's take a look at some of the other products from 44 Delta and see if I can give any other recommendations. All right, so here's the 44delta.com website. Let's go to deals first. So the first thing I want to talk about is you get 5% off if you purchase the Chuck Vise with a rig clamp. You're going to get that if you get that as a bundle. If you buy 8 micro pinning trays, you get a 50% off on the dresser. And what is the dresser? The dresser is what holds the exactly 8 pinning trays. You're going to get this thing for $4.50. Just go ahead and buy yourself those 8 pinning trays, and they're the best pinning trays I've ever seen. Let's see here. You can buy 2 5-packs of C-clips for $2. That's fantastic. All right, let's talk about those C-clips. So if we go here to all, and here's the C-clips. So if you like picking high security oval cylinders, they don't necessarily have to be high security, but all the ones I have that are oval cylinders from Netherlands, from Germany, and places like that, or I don't know, somewhere. Because Assa Abloy has a few different factories over there. Someone's going to flame me in the comments. Sandman, I know. There's like 3 different places that they make these high security oval cylinders, and they come with a metal C-clip that has to be deformed to open it for you to progressively pin, or just for you to gut it. So the fact that he's offering this to the locksport community is really great. You're not going to find these anywhere from a locksmith. They have no need for them. So I actually have exactly one of these on my Assa 700, which I picked a couple months back. So yeah, he actually has an Assa 700 in that picture. Take a look here. So we have the Chuck Vise base in the exotic. We have over 22 different colors. 2 of them are already sold out, so hurry up and go ahead and get in one of your orders. And I mean, they're just really great colors here. I mean, we got to stop and take a look. Let's take a look at the psychedelic. Beautiful. I love that. That's a fantastic color scheme. All right, so if we go to the Chuck Vise base generic, we have actually a really great like, here's the purple and teal. Like, I don't understand the difference necessarily between the exotic and the generic, because I guess these aren't two-tone, but there's still a multitude of colors in here. We have fluorescent green. It's glow in the dark. I absolutely love that color. So if you buy one of those, you really also need to get yourself one of these clamps. Now you have 2 clamps to pick from. One is large, one is small. The small one here is $10, and the large one is $19. My recommendation, if you don't buy both, I recommend you buying both, but if you're trying to save money, buy the large one, get the large one, and then get yourself this key and knob Vise lock holder for just $2, because this will replace the small one whose job is just to hold the small key and knob cylinders. So you're going to save $8 there. Not a huge saving, but hey, that could be your shipping, right? And if you do get a generic or an exotic, go ahead and go over to the plug follower section and see if you can find a color that matches your new table vise. Maybe you might find one. I don't know. This guy has a lot of really great products, really good deals going on. Big fan of what he's doing. I'm looking forward to adding to my collection here. And I like this plug follower stand. I like the pinning tray. I think this pinning tray is super cool. I love everything that this guy's doing, man. That's all I have for today, folks. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you guys excited for Are you guys excited for the 44delta.com website to be added to the locksport weekly report? Let me know. I just love seeing more and more websites join the locksport community. That's how I see it. So that's all I have for today, folks. Let me know in the comments down below. What are you going to purchase from 44 Delta? I'm interested to find out. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys next time.